buds. It is Tuesday. It is February 20th. And I just remembered that I missed a birthday. Not my birthday. I need to make a note to make a text message. So we were traveling over the weekend, which is when this birthday was. So anyway, I'm all over the map right now. My mind is 100 miles an hour in 20 different directions. Let me see if I can rein this in a little bit. So it is Tuesday the 20th, which I just got distracted by saying the date. It is 11:50 a.m. It's a nice dreary, cloudy, rainy day, but it's almost 70 degrees, so that's nice. And it's my first day back to work after 4 days off. We were gone, we traveled over the weekend, went to Albuquerque. Interesting, never been in that city, never really been in that direct area of the country, been through parts of New Mexico, traveling on a couple of different occasions, but never in that environment, and it was surprising. I didn't really know much about Albuquerque before we went, and I liked it. I didn't realize it was such high elevation. I didn't realize it had the mountains around it, and it was cool. I found some cool restaurants and some new concepts I wasn't familiar with, as far as brew houses, and it was just good. And it was focused, of course, a lot around food. Most of our plans revolved around where we're going to eat and what time we're going to eat, which that's how I like to roll. But it was about an 11-hour drive, give or take. We did not drive straight through. We broke it up into 2 days both times. So we left on Thursday night, want to spend a little more time here on the way back. I'm really interested in that, which is, I say that, and I said that at the time because I tend to, when we're traveling, especially when we're driving, to become numbers driven. I've become obsessed with how many miles we've gone, how many miles are left, how much time has elapsed since we've started driving, what our average miles per hour are, what our estimated time of arrival are, and this just generally, for as far back as I can remember driving any kind of distances, that's been what goes through my mind, and it's keeping these numbers going in my head and then verifying as we go along. Like, if we're going at this speed and we're going this many miles and we have no interruptions, then we should reach this destination or this landmark by this specific time. And in my mind, I'm checking these things off, and every time we reach a destination or a landmark or something that I had already projected, and we reach it on the timeline that I had projected that we would, it's very satisfying, it's very fulfilling, but it's kind of tiring. And anybody with any kind of obsessive compulsive tendencies can relate to that. But that's usually what my mind is focused on, and it's almost like I can't think about anything else when we're driving but that. But I've really let go a lot of that over the last several years, and I would normally, like I said, I would look at the map and I would know, all right, well, if we leave at this time, we should be in this city by this time, we should be in this city by this time, this city by this time, we should reach our destination by this time, and if we have to stop and go to the bathroom, then it's going to put it at this time. But if I can add this many miles per hour to how fast I'm driving between this stretch and this stretch, then I can get, I mean, it just keeps going and going and going. And I didn't even look at the map this time. Like I said, I didn't look at the map until we got in the car. I knew generally we needed to get on 10 and head west, and it wasn't until we really got to our first stop. I knew we were going to be needing to stop somewhere to eat because when we left late on Thursday, and we were going to have to get something to eat before our restaurants closed. I wasn't even sure how far we were going to drive. We were just going to drive until I felt like stopping. Again, outside of the norm for me, normally I was like, all right, we're going to drive until we get to this city. We should get to this city at this time, and we're going to stay at this hotel when we get there. None of that. It was just really kind of free flowing and just let it roll this time. And it was exciting. It was adventurous. I really enjoyed it. It was liberating. So it wasn't until I got in there, we stopped for dinner at a sandwich place about an hour, just over an hour from outside of town, and I was like, all right, well, I need to get on this highway, then I need to get on this highway, I need to get on this highway, and that's as far as I'm going to look now. And then once I get there, I'll look again, I'll figure it out. And I've really tried to do it as much as Rhonda was sitting next to me and trying to use the GPS to get us to where we were going. I was really trying to do it old school. I know I'm on this number highway, and at some point I'm going to reach this number intersection, and I'm going to want to change and get on that one going this direction. And that's how I always used to travel when I had driven cross country when I was at school, or I went to visit relatives on the East Coast. Whenever I drove, that's pretty much how I did it. I just followed the signs, and I had the map in the car in case I got lost, but I always was able to just follow the signs to get to where I wanted to go. And it worked, but there was a couple of small towns where I got in, and they did not have signs up leading me to the intersecting highway that I wanted to get on, and it wasn't necessarily right in town. So there was a couple where we got into town, and I was like, it seems to me that we should probably go that way. This is a small town. There's only one intersecting street that goes through town. It's not numbered as the highway that I'm looking for, but it's going the direction that it probably should be going, and we would pass it and get a little bit down the road, and be like, that had to be it, and then I would defer to Rhonda's GPS to say, all right, well, we phone to be able to figure out, all right, well, I need to jog over 2 blocks and then up 1 block to be able to get on this highway, and there's no signs that say specifically that it's going to this one, but we made it. It was an adventure. We made it there, we made it back. It was exciting. But on the way back, we stopped at Roswell, and again, I'm normally fixated on time and efficiency. How fast are we going? How quickly can we get there? And even when I start off on a trip and I'm like, you know what, it'd be cool to stop in this town and see this attraction, or hey, we're passing this, and I still think about National Lampoon's Family Vacation, where they stop to see the largest ball of twine or the largest frying pan. I don't remember, but when you're driving, every once in a while there's something like, you know what, that is something I would be interested in seeing, but I never stop, ever. I don't even like to stop to go to the bathroom because it doesn't throw my timeline off. So coming back, I was like, I really want to, but it's possible, based on my history, that we're going to get into town and I'm going to say, maybe next time, because that's historically what I do, and I don't stop. We drive by and I'm like, yeah, well, it's a nice thought, but we're making good time, and maybe next time. But we actually stopped, and I had to fight myself. I had to fight the internal urge to just keep on driving. And even when we're in town and kind of checking out some of the shops and buying some souvenirs, and even went to the Roswell Alien Museum, which I really, really, really enjoyed. I was looking at my clock going, we're 15 minutes in, and that's going to add this much more time to our trip, and we're going to my arrival time is now shifted from this to this, and the longer it went, the more I became aware of how long we were there and how much longer it was going to delay us arriving to our final destination, which was home. So a little bit of a struggle, but I really got a lot out of it, and I'm glad that we made the stop. And again, one of the first times I've ever just said, we're driving through there and we're just going to stop and check it out. And I'm glad we did. Got some souvenirs. We got a little alien guy here, and we got some cups, and it's just quirky and fun. I don't know. It was good. It was a good trip, and like I said, it gave me a lot of time. 11 plus hours roughly each direction to just really think about where I'm going, what my aspirations are, and just confirm, is this really what I want to do? Is it there's a word that I'm looking for. It's not honesty. Is it true to something along those lines? Is it true to what I really want and what I really feel, or is it kind of a knee-jerk impulse desire that I'm not actually going to see all the way through? And I did find a level of comfort and peace in that process with the decisions that I've made, the actions that I've taken recently, and my decision to take this, I don't want to say really leap of faith. It kind of is. I'm taking faith in myself that I'm going to be successful in what I'm doing, and everything's going to work out the way I want. pursuit of his own aspirations that I want to be there to witness. So there's several things coming up that I intend to travel for, and I'm looking forward to that. The first of which is coming up in a couple of weeks, the same week that my last day is, which is partially why I timed it that way. So I need to sit down, make some travel arrangements to take care of that, and actually I need to make quite a few travel arrangements. There's 4 trips right now that are on our agenda here in the next couple of months before our timeline is up for New Zealand, and I want to start making those arrangements and getting those confirmed and set so that we are ready to go. But other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to say or talk about. I feel good, I feel positive, and that, I think, is the ultimate aspiration, to feel good and feel positive.